Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fatback 4 Daily. It is Wednesday, the 18th of September. I am Gav. I'm always with you. I'm here again. This show is brought to you by Paddy Power. Paddy Power is a bookies. It is a betting site, a betting app, all that business. You know how it works. If you gamble, gamble responsibly, and if you like to gamble and you gamble responsibly, have a look at Paddy Power for your Liverpool specials with us, the LFC Day Trippers, along with all other sports and everything else beyond that. If you don't gamble, don't worry about it. Disregard everything I've said. It's literally like I'm Groundhog Day saying this, but do disregard it. If betting is not for you, it is not an issue whatsoever. On the show tonight, we are going to talk about whatever you want to talk about, really. Whatever comes up, whatever. If you're still upset over the penalty last night, if you thought somebody played really well that we missed last night, i.e. Fabinho, things like that. Champions League tonight, anything impress you, anything you come across, whatever you want. Grizz is with me tonight. Grizz, how are you, my friend?
I'm very well, my friend.
Good.
But see, I prefer you call me your friend than your mate.
Yeah, we have this thing where I text you and go, yeah, no problem, mate, and you go, stop calling me mate.
I don't know why. It just sounds so different when you call me mate.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Now, you see, I'm torn now because I don't know whether to stop our respect
I prefer friend
or keep going to annoy you.
You don't say mate in Ireland.
No, not really.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably just you rubbing off on me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, mate. Yeah, we say mate. You don't say mate.
All right, mate. Yeah, I got a lot of that in London.
Do you know what I mean? It's like friend. You say friends, you stick to friend.
Yeah, but I found out today that your son is now calling me Uncle Gav. So this
Uncle Gav Doyle. Are you going to do a pod with Uncle Gav Doyle?
Have you got me on WhatsApp as Uncle Gav Doyle?
No, but respect, isn't it? It was your Uncle Gav.
All right, okay. I'm not paying maintenance on him, so he's getting no maintenance money out of me, but or me. Grizz, I've spoken to you a little bit on WhatsApp and stuff about the game last night and stuff like that. But a 2-0 defeat. It all hinged on that penalty decision. You've watched it back, I presume, numerous times today. What did you make of it? For me, it's just the more I watch it, the more annoyed I get over it, I suppose.
Yeah, we've discussed VAR and how it's working and how it's or not working, as the case may be in certain situations. It was harsh, very harsh, but I can also see the referee giving it. Why he gave it from his angle, from his viewpoint. And once he's given it, it seems to be the case that the VAR will only overrule it if it's absolutely clear and, a clear mistake. Otherwise, they will go with the ref's decision, which I don't think is the way to work VAR. It should be just to do the right decision, despite what the referee's given on pitch. But hey, it wasn't a penalty. You can't say that was a penalty. It was a blatant dive. It was simulation. Should have been yellow card for the winger.
Yeah. Listen, it's the more and more I watch it, like he's nearly parallel to the ground, isn't he? When you know.
Well, our good mate Jonathan Higgins has got a brilliant slow-mo version of it.
Yes,
which is
seen that.
Clearest. Yeah. Well, that's the clearest one I've seen. To show that shows that it was a dive. That's the best one to have a look at.
Yeah, that's the one I seen. I think it's about 20 seconds long, and he touches the ball. Robertson makes a swing at it, pulls his leg back, and then the ball goes away, and you see him moving, and like literally, he's leaning over. He's trying to lie down before he makes that contact. It's and I suppose his reaction himself, Callion, wasn't it? His reaction, or Calhayon, whatever way you want to put it. His reaction, I suppose, himself, he's sitting on the ground. I think he feels he's getting booked, but the game hinges on that. But overall, Grizz, I wanted to touch on Fabinho, because I thought Fabinho I didn't really give him a mention in the show last night because I was a bit annoyed, but I thought Fabinho was majestic last night.
I think Fabinho, Matip, Henderson, there was 2, 3 of our players that put in majestic performances. Absolute contrast to last season's uh, game in the group stages where we were absolutely redundant. We were rubbish, poor. You say it, you call it, and we were that.
Mm.
But last night we were very good. Our front lads had an off day. Happens. I'd rather them have an off day in the first game of a Champions League group than in a league game. So on we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Kev O'Sullivan says in real time, match camera, I looked at pen all day. Can easily see why the ref gave it. Yeah, I can see why the ref gave it, Kev. But like, it's all these things that happen, big moments in games, are being watched by VAR, and it's my understanding that if a ref gives a decision and VAR see it and go, oh, that's not a penalty, there was no contact, the attacking player actually, made the contact happen. It's my understanding that he's in his ear going, no, that's not a penalty, and explaining to him. So that's where I got where I got that from. Barry Carr said that it's like the NFL now, the ruling on the field stands. Well, if the ruling on the field stands, take VAR, wrap it up in a nice little bundle and put it in the bin. Because it's just, it was meant to be clear. And something, going back like Grizz, do you remember the Man City Spurs game? And City were denied a winner in the last minute because of hit the player's hand. And Gary Neville afterwards was saying, I know all about VAR, but there was one issue that I wasn't too sure about. And at the time I thought, how do you not know? You went and visited these people. I'm wondering, Grizz, is the information that's being given out at the start of the season is starting to wear a little bit thin now, and we're only 5 weeks into it.
It's confusion, isn't it? It seems to be every week there seems to be a controversial point which shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? VAR was supposed to sort of kill the controversy and get to the right decision, and on we go. It's not quite going to plan at the moment. Even though a decision has gone against us, I'm still in favour of it overall. Because we're still going to get shitty decisions without the VAR. We're just hoping over a long period of time we'll get to far more correct decisions than mistakes and errors.
Yeah, like Barry Carr says, we are probably laughing at City for the VAR woes we have ours now. Do you know what? When I wasn't, look, I did have a laugh at the one against Spurs, but the thing was, I wasn't laughing at the fact that they got done by VAR. I was laughing at the fact that the rule is this is the new rule, and like nobody knows about it, and there it is. It hits his hand. It doesn't matter if it's intentional or not, if it gives you an advantage to score a goal. My point is, and listen, I've no problem if VAR came back and went, we think that's a penalty, but or it's being reviewed and then it's a penalty. But it's just like the ref gives a decision. I can't understand why the ref doesn't give a decision and say, am I right on that? In his ear, am I right on that? And if he stops the game for a penalty and, for argument's sake, he doesn't feel that he's 100%, he asks, they say, no, it's not actually a penalty. Grant, drop the ball on the edge of Liverpool's box. Liverpool play it back to Napoli, and off we go again. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those. But look, it's something that I did say on the show last night. I'm going to go away. I'm going to have a read about it. I don't do a lot of reading. I on the likes of that stuff, I don't do a lot of reading. But I don't watch a lot of movies, so I've loads of time on my hand.
Forget movies. I've told you to watch what.
Yeah, you've told me what to watch. You've told me 2 shows. What were they called again?
Capture and Confession.
Capture and Confession. If anybody's watched Capture or Confession,
absolute riveting. Anyone who's listening or watching or whatever, tell Gav how good they are. Okay. Capture's the one.
Okay, and they're on TV at the moment.
Yep.
Okay, I'll have a look. But I am going to go off on this VAR. Have a little look around things. Not so much. Is that handball? This. I just want to know when a decision is made. What is the process? The kind of way. I always go back to the rugby union. The rugby union have a spot on. He makes a decision, then he just in his ear checking everything's okay. Yeah, grand. Okay, it's okay. The kind of way. Let me see. Barry Carr says, the hand went to the ear for the briefest of moments. I was sure we were getting a let off and we would have to batter off live pool abuse. That's hard to read, Barry, Jesus. But yeah, maybe it wasn't as early. They were like, yeah, okay, maybe they were, but it needs to be explained a bit more, so we'll go and do that. Grizz, you tweeted something earlier about sponsorship deals, short deals. Any latest on this?
Just heard today that. Well, I heard yesterday, but I had it confirmed from someone else today that New Balance, our current sponsors, have matched the Nike offer.
Okay. And what is the Nike offer?
The Nike offer is in the region of £86 million per year over a 10-year period. Every year, for 10 years.
So it would make us the biggest short sponsor or short deal in...
Indeed it would. It's got a bit slightly messy. It's become a slight legal issue because New Balance believe or assumed they had in its contract
forced refusal.
Not first refusal. They have.
But if they match somebody else, they get it.
Absolutely. If they match the best offer, they automatically renew with Liverpool. Are obliged to renew with them. It seems as though it's very clear Liverpool want Nike and are doing all they can to get Nike. Basically, I think it's slightly messy, but I think we end up with Nike.
Okay. Could we have a little bit of could we have a little bit of an auction on our hands?
No idea. I can't see Nike making a higher bid than that, to be honest with you. They may do. I just think Liverpool will find a legal loophole to sort of just go with Nike.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to wait and see. But listen, 86 million would make it the biggest short sponsor. It's not short sponsor. It's short deal, isn't it?
Short deal. A big
short sponsor is standard charter job. Chris Brack says Confession is brilliant. He's not seen Capture yet. Chris, let me know what Confession is about because Grizz will take an hour to explain it to me. Just give me a really short what's it called? What's that word? Synopsis is the word I'm looking for. Barry Carr says, sorry, I have to explain. We got a let off last night. Rival fans will say we are getting the rub of the green. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, if we did get off, we were getting the rub of the green. But it shouldn't be rub of the green. It should be really, really handy, and there it was. You know what I mean? It's not a penalty. It's being cleared up. Job done. 6-star Red Emmett. I'm just going to call you Emmett from now on, if that's okay. How anyone could say it was a penalty is beyond me, a ridiculous decision. I fully agree with you. Damo got a bit of abuse, Chris, yesterday because Damo said it was a nailed-on penalty.
Damo's mad, though, and we know he's mad.
Damo's great. He's coming on once a week from here on in. I've signed him up to a lucrative deal.
Can't wait to read the abuse he gets. Love it.
Yeah. If Nike happens, Chris Brack says Mbappe 2020 confirmed. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, let's just get Nike first, and then we take it from
there. Kev O'Sullivan says he was expecting the 1 billion. To be honest, 860 million with the value in pound isn't as good as the top ones. Fair point. Barry Carr says the sports kit tonight was lovely. Would like a Liverpool version of that classic Nike logo. I haven't seen it. I did see a clip of Harry Kane going down for a penalty and people going, he dived. It's a fucking penalty tonight, lads. He gets clipped. For me, it's an absolute penalty. Chris Brack says, this is the confession, I think it's called, is it? Girls goes missing. Police try to find her, and it's how police get the confession from suspect based on a true story. Okay, I will have a look. The Blacklist is a great show. James Spader, unbelievable in it. I watched that, but it kind of got a bit the same.
Boring, repetitive,
yeah. Like the same thing every week. Your one was nice in it. Your one, the daughter was nice in it. But I don't know how we've got here. I like the random stuff though. Any random questions you have, send them in.
Gav, honestly, you'll be addicted to Capture.
Okay,
you will. I know what kind of things you like.
Is it on catch up? We on something like that, would it? Would it be on catch up?
I don't know what all that means. You know me.
I watch. Well, yeah. In fairness, yeah. Your child has to put on your iPad for you, so you can be on this show. So,
BBC One, Gav. BBC
One. Let me see. What else did I want? Oh yeah, I just wanted this. A couple of Liverpool fans, unfortunately, had a bad time of it in Naples last night. A couple of them were ambushed and attacked. From what I can make out, Peter Moore stayed in hospital with one of them. the last I seen is that he was getting treated. He'd like to thank everyone for their well wishes, and fair play to Peter Moore staying on and making sure that fam is okay. We hope he makes a full recovery and is back watching games ASAP. But Grizz, it's a little bit of a worry, isn't it? It's getting more of a trend now that seemingly no matter where you go now, it's trouble can be literally it's nearly predicted at this stage.
Yeah, but there are certain grounds, certain clubs, certain countries that there's going to be trouble. I believe there was issues in the last year as well, Napoli with Liverpool fans and Napoli fans. Very unfortunate. There's, amazing credit to Peter Moores for making such an effort. He didn't have to make an effort. It wasn't done for PR, as some people claim. It was just a good sign of a good human. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Peter. He's an absolute gentleman. All we can do is hope the authorities get hold of this kind of thing and sort of, go hard on the clubs. What else can you do? I mean, fans are always asked to stay safe, stay local, stay in groups, people don't. But, it is very difficult once you're out of the country, once you're in in that kind of environment, anything can happen, as you say, and it does tend to. So it's just a matter of authorities taking things seriously, and that's the issue. I think the authorities are not seeming to be taking making much of it, and that's the worry.
Yeah, do you know something? But I hate to say it, but Italy seems to have this bit of a problem. Like you're seeing Cagliari
Yeah,
fans openly being racist towards Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku, excuse me, and like he's trying to take a penalty. There's monkey chants being you know directed at him before, during the penalty, after the penalty, and they get away with it. It's so the
it's
hope
mad.
of anything being
That's-
done. The
yeah,
hope of anything being done is slim to none, isn't it? Really, let's be honest about it. Maybe UEFA do something at some stage, but their punishments are quite lenient as well. Let's be honest. Kev O'Sullivan says he was talking to somebody who went, and the advice was not to leave the hotel with tops on. Um, Emmett said, I did work with Steve from the Trippers for Sean Cox, and it's disgraceful that this stuff is still going on. Yeah, and Steve put an awful lot into that, and it was a great cause. And Sean, I think, is off to somewhere in England now, I think, for more treatment, and hopefully he gets close to a full recovery as he can. We always do look for updates on Sean Cox. Steve, myself, all the lads, we're always kind of keeping an eye out to see what's going on there. Just on Peter Moore, Grizz, I know this is a day trippers pod and stuff like that, but listen, I'm not afraid to promote stuff I like. The Anfield Rap have their subscription service and all that, and I'll tell you now, I subscribe to it and listen to a lot of their audio stuff, but they actually have a free one this week on their standard Anfield Rap podcast, and it's about the trademark of Liverpool, Grizz. I don't know
oh
if
yeah,
you've listened to it, but it's a couple of people that are independents, and traders and stuff like that. They have a talk with John Gibbons, and then John Gibbons actually speaks then separately to Peter Moore. If anyone wants to know what's going on with this trademark stuff, go and listen to it. Very insightful, and it's a really good argument for both sides. And it's something that after listening to it, I feel that it'll be something that'll be sorted out fairly soon, because I think there might be a bit of misunderstanding between both sides, but I think it should get sorted. Kev says Cagliari got no punishment from the Italian FA over Lukaku. I thought there was a small punishment for something different. It was something completely different in the game. Like, it was mad. Chris Brack reckons if it was English fans doing that, the punishment would be harsher. Maybe so. A TV pundit was sacked for a banana comment. UEFA don't give a shit. Yeah, they're they're very lenient in what they do. Like, you see, do you remember that one, Grizz? I don't know if it was UEFA or FIFA, and it was, what's that striker's name that played for Arsenal? The Danish fella loved himself
oh
only recently.
yeah, another one who's gone to another club now. It begins with B.
Does it? We know him. He's the Danish striker.
Yeah, I know his name. Hold on, come on, Bentner, Nicholas Bentner.
Bentner, yeah, Bentner. So Bentner wears Paddy Power coincidence that was just this to come into my head. But he wears Paddy Power boxer shorts in a game, reveals them during the game with the logo. I think he's fined 50 grand, and then there's racism at the ground or something, 10
Mad.
grand. You know what I mean? So
Mad.
that's how mad it is. Emmett said that Sean is in Sheffield for treatment. Yes, I knew it was somewhere in in England and Yorkshire.
In the country.
I knew it
Yeah.
was.
Close.
Yeah, but look, Grizz, we move on to the weekend now. We have to look ahead to Chelsea. And I was thinking about this today. Do we go full strength again? And then the lads have a week's break?
Oh, absolutely no doubt, Gav.
Yeah.
This is the most important game in the 4-game, that's sort of the 4-game block that we looked at, kind of, with Newcastle, Napoli, Chelsea, and then MK Dons.
Yeah.
All within a matter of like 11 days or something like that. This was by far the most important game. We pick our strongest team and we absolutely go for a win, but a draw wouldn't be a disaster in my humble opinion.
I don't know what way to take this game, and the only reason I'm saying that is I don't know if Kante is back. I know he had a sprained ankle.
Kante is back for us.
What?
Kante is back for us.
Is he back? Because he didn't figure at the weekend, and he didn't figure there last night for them.
No, Kante is rumoured to be back for us. He will come in straight in for Mason Mount, the young lad who was on the receiving end of an awful tackle.
I seen he went off after about 15 minutes last night, and I was wondering, was it just a precaution? I didn't see any of it, so he was hit hard.
Another horrendous tackle that VAR wasn't used. So Chelsea
was the player given a yellow card?
You've got me on that one.
Because I've heard now that VAR can't intervene on a yellow card decision.
Yes, so he must have got a yellow card.
Yeah. So
but I think Kante will come in straight for Mason Mount.
Yeah, Chris Brack and Kev are confirming that Mason Mount is out for the weekend. Mm-hmm. Kev reckons that Genie just comes back in for Milner and that's it. Would you agree?
For us, yeah. Genie comes in for Milner and that's it. There was no other changes, was there? Yeah, and the rest is full strength.
Yeah.
It's a massive game. It's game week, what is it, 5 now?
No, 6.
Game week 6, okay.
Yeah.
We've won 5 in a row, have we?
Well, that's the last time I checked. Well, it'll be 15 points, so I hope we haven't won 4 and they gave us 15 points.
Maths, quick maths, yeah. So that makes it 5 wins out of 5, 6th game. I mean, I know it's 6th game, but it literally is, Gav. It literally is. Every weekend is like a cup final for us.
It really is, yeah.
We're playing at that level and we're in competition with a freak that is City, and it's driving both clubs to sort of break records and reach heights that no other Premier League club has reached. I mean, the points tally, the aggregates of the last 2 seasons are sensational, and we're matching them, and in fact we're not matching, we're ahead of them now. So it's going to be very tough. It always is. We haven't got a brilliant record at Stamford Bridge. We just haven't. Doesn't matter where they are in the league or where we are in the league, they always seem to stop us from winning. Either they beat us or it's a draw. And I know we beat them in Klopp's first season, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it's otherwise it's a very tough place for us to go to. Lampard's doing a decent job. I think it's being overplayed slightly because at the end of the day, I believe they're on the same number of points as Arsenal, who are supposed to be in sort of disaster. I may be wrong.
Yeah, well, when you look at them, like they get hammered by United, but that was just complete naivety. Yeah, they draw at home. They draw at home to Leicester, which are a decent side. They're beaten at home by, is it Sheffield United? No, did Sheffield United grab a draw from them? Do they?
Yeah, Sheffield United grab a draw in the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they win away at Wolves and Norwich.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so 8 points, I think, from 5 games. Is that right? 1 defeat, 2 draws, 2 wins. It's if Kante is back, it's a massive thing for them. I just think without being the most fancy of footballers or the most technically gifted, he can control the tempo of a game just simply by his work rate and stuff.
Well, forget everything else, Gav. I truly believe he's the only world class player left at that club. Would you agree? I mean, I wouldn't call anyone else there world class who's left there. Hazard was their world class player.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's literally Conte now who's their world class player. They've got very good players like the likes of Pedro, Willian. Azpilicueta's level's gone down as well. I would have called him world class maybe a season ago. He's not playing, his age's catching up to him as well as it does. But the genuine world class player, Conte.
Yeah, it's just like Chris Brack is saying, they're very erratic. They've scored 11, conceded 11. They're still to win at home. He reckons their pace could damage their defence. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I don't want Liverpool to come out and give them any sort of encouragement, by sitting back a little bit and letting them have it. I'd like to see Liverpool come out and impose themselves on it. I really, really would. It's one of those where, don't get me wrong, I don't think Chelsea's crowd can really get mad up for things and make it a cauldron. I don't think so. But Chelsea can.
For us, they seem to get. That's the mad part. For us, they do.
Yeah, I know, but it's I never come. Stamford Bridge never comes across as a ground that can rock, the kind of way, and it'd be rocking and intimidating you. But so I'd like to see Liverpool come out and go at them. Like, I know Lampard went 3 at the back of the weekend to match up Wolves because he felt.
I think he's been playing like that for a couple of games now, and I think he's going to continue.
I'd like to see if he plays 3 against us. I'd fancy us. I really would. But look, we'll talk about it tomorrow and Friday and Saturday, I suppose. But look, it's another game where you feel you have to win. Not that you have to win, like you said, you take a draw, that'll put you on 16. City, I don't know who they have. I've stopped looking at who they have. It's one of those where you go in, you get another one out of the way. Chelsea's out of the way, and then it's you could have a minimum 3-point lead. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that, but I'll have a little think before the weekend. Before we get very, very close to it on Sunday. Sunday 4:30, isn't it? Yeah. Let me see. Kev O'Sullivan says last night's results, not performance, was a good kick in the arse to focus minds. I think they're very focused, Kev. I just think one of those, like I felt, I don't know whether you agree, Grizz, I felt when they got to 65, 70, they were out, they were gone. They were going down, they were cramping up, they were hitting the deck looking for frees, they bring on Llorente and they're looking to launch it towards them, that sort of thing. So,
we genuinely came into it in the second half. We were the dominant team. It literally changed on that penalty decision.
Yeah, it absolutely did. So, Watford at home is who City have. So, yeah. I know they came back well against Arsenal, but they're the perfect side for City to go out and just bash after 5 minutes. As Shawnee would say, Raheem Sterling back post bingo. How many minutes will it be before he taps one in?
Triple captain Raheem Sterling for that.
Yeah, triple captain him. Yeah.
All FBO listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Triple captain a City forward anyway. If it's not him, stick Aguero on it. I think that's about it, Grizz. Is there anything else you want to discuss before we go? Anything happening? It can be football, non-football, anything at all.
No, I just want you to. I'm dying for this podcast to finish so you can get on capture.
I promise. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. If I can find it on,
has anyone told you how to find it?
No, listen, Grizz. I'm able to find it.
You're good.
I'm good like that. Chris Brack says 2-2 City v Watford. My God, I'd love that. Do they play Saturday? Could you imagine them playing Saturday and cutting it to 4 and we go and bounce it to 7? It'd be absolutely brilliant. Barry Carr says this Liverpool team proper bounces back from defeat. 15 wins in a row would say that. Absolutely would. And Otamendi red as well, says Chris Brack. Well, we will have a free bet come the weekend. Lads, anyone watching or listening to this on the download, I do pick somebody to put our bet together for us, €20 free bet on the match this weekend, and all winnings go to charity. We don't know what charity because we haven't got any money yet because we keep putting mad bets on. But at the end of the season, whatever money we have, we'll split it between a couple of charities and the viewers will decide where they're going, not me. But if you are watching this, think of a bet. It doesn't have to be mental. Think of a bet where you go, I really, really fancy that. It could be something like 2-1. It gets us 40 quid. It gets us starting. We need to get this going. If you're listening to the download later on and you're the same at LFC Day Trippers, just send us a tweet on it. Send us a private message on it. I will pick somebody out, but we need to get this going, lads. We really, really do. Or we're going to have to ask Grizz for a lend of money come the end of the season to give to some charity, and he won't give it to us. He just won't. But look, that's been it. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily. Grizz, thanks a million for joining me.
No worries, mate.
No worries,
Friend.
mate. But yeah, that's been it. Talk to you later. Over now.